Hey guys, my name's Erica. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to talk to you guys today about wheelchair insecurities I have. The first one is, am I going to get worse? What I mean by this is, it's very hard to go up ramps. So hard to go up ramps. It's hard to get the gumption of going up a ramp if it's steep. And I have a lot of insecurities about that, like, will I need a power chair someday? I'm kind of jealous of power chairs because they zoom so fast and it's so easy to do things. But at the same time, I know I have enough strength to be able to go up hills, even though it's hard for me to do. Like, when will I need a power chair? It's really hard for me to accept that one day I'll be in a power chair. It's kind of depressing because it's like, oh well, I'm not gonna be myself. Like, even though I'm gonna be in a power chair, I'm not gonna be myself. I'm not gonna be like that active person that I am of actively being in a manual chair. Wondering when that's gonna happen, like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, am I gonna have to transition? And with that transition comes money, because a power chair, you have to have a vehicle that is accessible. Right now, I drive a standard car that isn't a van, like it's just a car. Vans are super helpful because they have ramps where you could go in and out with the power chair. And I'm nervous of, like, with that money and that expense, because it's a lot of money to get a accessible van. And you have to have an accessible house too. Like, obviously I'm in an accessible house now, but that's just one thing you gotta think of. Like, everything is heavier. Like, the power chair is heavier. You can't break it down. You can't break it down like a manual chair. So it's one thing, it's like it goes freely and it's easier to do things, but the other hand, it's totally not at the same time, because it's heavy and it'll be harder for people to, move it. The second insecurity I have with being in a wheelchair is dating. I'm wondering, are people in it for the long haul? I've been in past relationships where they get tired of dating me because of my wheelchair, short and long term. Long term, I had a boyfriend that was not about being in the long haul. He actually broke up with me around the time I had surgery and I wasn't able to move. And I think that put it into perspective for him. Oh, she might get worse down later on the line. Short term, I went out with a guy and he said that he couldn't handle my wheelchair. All he did was carry me up in his house. So, dating, it makes me scared to date. And whenever I get to know people, are they going to stick around? Like, are they going to be okay with my chair? A chair is a part of me. The chair is me. It's an extension of myself. It's just a big insecurity I have, especially online dating. Some people just don't get it when they see someone in a wheelchair. They aren't, like, they make jokes about it and they're not actually taking it seriously. While others do give it a chance, but it's not for everybody. I realize that because sometimes you do have to help me out. And what if I am in surgery and you need to help me? Those are questions that people have to have when dating me. The third thing is family and friends. So a lot of times whenever I'm with family or friends, I ask them to help me break down my chair, because it's a lot easier on me whenever people help me break down my chair. And also with my stamina not being as good as it is, and my wheelchair, I feel like my seat rubs my wheels like it's too big. I need to get a new seat. I do have a seat somewhere. I don't know where what happened to it, but like it makes it drag some. And so where my wheelchair drags, my people that I'm with, it's harder on them too. Like right now I have these loaner wheels that are straight rubber tires instead of air-filled. My air-filled ones broke and I busted the rim, and my friend had to help me in Louisville whenever we went, and I felt kind of bad because like I'm not doing what I used to do. Like I used to be 100% me. Don't touch me. I don't want any help. But now I'm more accepting to it because it is becoming harder on me, and I don't know how much more I can take of just everything. Everything is so hard whenever it comes to being in a wheelchair that I'm afraid to even ask like friends and family sometimes to help me, because I don't want to seem like I can't do something, or I'm too insecure about something, like I shouldn't be insecure to ask them, because my friends and family want to help me, but it's just one thing that is on the back of my mind, like I'm a burden to somebody. Like I'm a burden to these people that I care about. And that's one thing that all people in wheelchairs relate to. We don't want to be a burden to our loved ones. And it's just a mess that it happens sometimes. Like we do feel like burdens. The last thing I want to talk about my insecurities is public places. Now, I went 2 weeks ago to Green Lantern in Lexington. They don't have ramps and their bathrooms are shit. Still wanted to go because it was an EDM show. And so like these people did help me in and out. Like my friend did help me in and out. And like strangers helped me in and out. But the thing is these public places, they want inclusiveness to LGBTQ and like other cultures, but they never think about the minority of a wheelchair user. We are still in the back of those companies' minds. Like, oh, it's too much money to renovate. Or, I don't have to renovate. This building's too old and I'm not required to. You know, even like I've seen not a complete elevator, but one that like is a lift that people I've used in, I think it was somewhere in Louisville or Cincinnati. And I appreciated that so much that a restaurant would have a lift for whenever people in wheelchairs need that. And it's not as expensive as getting a super, big elevator. Or, I mean, I feel like a concrete ramp wouldn't be that much money, but I don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. These are just 4 things that I'm very insecure about as a wheelchair user that I wanted to share with you guys. Tell me in the comments below what you think. And please follow me for more video updates as I navigate the YouTube world.